Imagine my surprise. Imagine my surprise at Manchester United drawing Barcelona. First two balls out of the hat. Oh, I genuinely imagine my surprise. Man United getting the toughest draw that we could have got from the Europa League knockout round. That's what you get for finishing second in a group that we should have won. That's what you get as a consequence of the whole squad switching off at home against Real Sociedad to kick-start the Europa League group stages. And it's Barcelona. It's Lewandowski. It's, of course, Frenkie de Jong coming to Old Trafford. And we're going to have to do it in the first leg. Remember this as well. Without Lisandro Martinez. Let's take a quick look at the full draw here. Man United drawing Barcelona first out the hat. FC Nantes against Juve. Midtjylland against Sporting Lisbon. Stade Rennes against Shakhtar. Union Berlin against Ajax. Monaco against Leverkusen. PSV against Sevilla, and Roma against Salzburg. But it's United against Barcelona. Now, you can let me know what you think about that in the comments below. This is not a tie, really, that Manchester United wanted. We wanted the easiest draw. If we're looking on paper, what would that have been? Shakhtar, Sporting, maybe? I mean, there would have been some tricky ties in there. But well indeed, Andy. Well indeed. And, of course, maybe it's not the main storyline, but it's going to be the storyline. Frenkie de Jong. He's going to be at Old Trafford, finally, wearing Barcelona's colours. And Erik ten Hag is going to hope that this man, this is who I'm going to be looking towards for that game. Jeez, I'm getting flashbacks of that game against Barcelona under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know, when we went to the new camp, I think it was it an own goal that was scored? 1-0 at Old Trafford. Rashford hit the bar within 10 seconds. I remember standing in that away end, and then we just got pummeled. We just got played off the park. I think Messi scored. And this is not what United needed. This is what United get as a consequence of the fact that we finished second in the group. But this is really going to be, I suppose, a fascinating narrative. And it's a hell of a tie. Barcelona, they might not be the Barcelona of old, but Barcelona are still Barcelona. I mean, no matter how many levers they pull, it doesn't help them. It doesn't stop them from coming into the Europa League. And the fact that we dealt with them so much in the summer, Erik ten Hag will be looking forward to this one. Erik ten Hag will be demanding the absolute most from his entire squad in this one. And you know what really sucks is this: Lisandro Martinez is not going to be there to play the first leg against Barcelona in the Camp Nou. Now, if I'm correct, the first leg will be on the 26th of February, I think here. Oh, no, that's a little bit later in the show. I think it will be the 16th of February for the first leg, and I think the second leg is going to be the 23rd, but it's going to be Barcelona. It could have been Shakhtar. It could have been Sporting. United can have no complaints, really. We finished second in the group. We should have put Omanir to the sword 2 times so the goal difference wasn't an issue. We should have scored more against Sheriff home and away so the goal difference wasn't an issue. And we should not have lost that first game. But you know what really pisses me off? That Martinez is going to miss that game at the Camp Nou. It's going to be so hard, that game. Jeez, wrap Varane up in cotton wool. Please. Please, because we're... it might be Lindelof and Maguire. No, it can't. Sorry. Gag reflex kicking in there, thinking about Lindelof and Maguire playing again alongside each other. Anthony's buzzing for it. That's him on Instagram straight away reacting to the draw. And I suppose these are the sorts of games that Anthony, maybe not in the Europa League, but these are the sorts of ties that Anthony would definitely want to be involved in as a Manchester United player since he joined. But it just, fuck's sake. We do get dirty draws. In the, who did City get? Leipzig, I think they got. Liverpool. Hala Madrid. But I pulled his picture up there. Casemiro, man. Make it rain in Spain, baby. I will immediately pull him out as the player who will win that tie for us if we do come away from the new camp with a positive result. You can let me know in the comments below. I don't know off the top of my head. I thought away goals were all scrapped. Does that mean that there's no away goal rule inside the Europa League, inside this knockout round again? And if that is the case, then, well, it's just a case of going out and winning both ties. But it had to be, didn't it? Had to be past. I thought footballing gods are going to give us Ajax. Ajax, who they get? I think Ajax got Union Berlin. Yeah, Union Berlin. but we got Barcelona. And what's your reaction to this? And what's your thoughts on Frenkie de Jong? Because, of course, I don't need to tell you what happened with Frenkie de Jong during the summer. I really, really don't. I didn't really want to have to talk about it again, but here it's going to rear its ugly head again. He stayed at Barcelona. He's been knocked out of the Champions League. He's in the Europa League. Let's see what you got, Frenkie. Let's see what you got. And that's particularly why I'm looking towards Casemiro, because Frenkie de Jong will be that playmaker from deep. He does operate really well. I don't need to tell you about the style of Frenkie de Jong, but going to be fascinated to see how that matchup works. How United play against Barcelona. Will we operate with more of a Spurs style of play? Will we try to press them in? I don't think we'll be able to do that at the Nou Camp. Definitely not. At the Nou Camp, we're going to have to try and sit deep and try and sit on the counter-attack. That's kind of what you do away from home in big fixtures. Fergie did it loads of times. 4-5-1 with Rooney up top. That's what he loved to do. But for Ten Hag in particular, this will be a game, if it was either Barcelona or Ajax, this is a game where he will not allow these players to play like they did against Aston Villa. This is going to be a game which means a lot for Erik Ten Hag, and the players are going to have to reciprocate that. But imagine the fact that we've got to do this without Lisandro Martinez. He's been the rock at the back. He's been the catalyst for this new look United team. We're going to have to do it without him. And as I said, if Varane, we don't know whether Varane's going to go to the World Cup or not. I hope he doesn't. I hope he gets a full bit of rest, because when we come back, he'll be all right. But we're going to have to do it without Lisandro Martinez. That is an absolute sucker patch. And for that ridiculous yellow card away at Real Sociedad. Great tackle. Went through the man. Went through the ball. First and foremost. Ridiculous. It wasn't a yellow card. And he got... It's just a lot of frustration, I suppose. This is what we could have avoided. Had we even just scored a second goal against Real Sociedad. Instead, we've now got to face Barcelona. As I said, if we're looking at these ties here, it is the hardest tie that we could have drawn from there. You could say, Sam, the Juve narrative with Pogba, that could have been an interesting one. But maybe Ajax, it was Ajax or Barcelona were the two, in my opinion, the two toughest draws, because of the connections that are tied into the games. And the fact that Barcelona, well, they're looking far better this year than they were, certainly domestically. In Europe, not so much. But when you've got Lewandowski in your team, when you've got De Jong in your team, when you've got Dembele playing, they're playing better. Barcelona are playing better. And yeah, Andy Mitten, that's well indeed. 16th of February is the away leg first, and then second leg on the 23rd of February. I don't know what's going to be the situation then. We can't predict that. But in my opinion, I don't think Ten Hag will be particularly happy with this. I know that it's a glamorous tie. I know that sometimes when we play lesser teams, a bit like Aston Villa, that we can switch off a little bit. But this is not what we needed. This is not what Erik Ten Hag needed. And this is exactly why it was so important to get that second goal against Sociedad. It's not been the best of weeks for United, really. Lots and lots of progress. But this last week, with the coming second, despite winning away, and the intensity of that game, I think, dragged a little bit of energy out of our legs. And then Villa, 3-1 away from home. And now we're getting Barcelona. Look, there's, of course, glamour to the tie. And it should be a game where the players are up for the occasion. Anthony's already got on Instagram to show that he's excited about it. And as I said, if I'm looking at one player inside this team, certainly who knows how to play at the Camp Nou as the opposition, that would be Casemiro. He will have that extra edge in this game because of that. And I hope he can bring his A game, because without Lisandro Martinez, we're going to need him to inspire this team. What's your reaction to the draw? Do you think that Erik Ten Hag will be happy with it? Do you think Erik Ten Hag will be frustrated that we got the big opponent? And of course, I'm very interested to see what Frenkie de Jong does, how he plays at Old Trafford, how he plays against Manchester United. And you can let me know your predictions in the comments below. Do you think United will be able to beat Barcelona, go through? That would be a really positive way to gain momentum going into the round of 16. You can let me know what you think, as always, or whether you think United will get knocked out of the Europa League at the round of 16 stage. Not even the round of 16 stage, the next stage. The Europa League knockout, draw, round, extra stage. I don't know what this one's called, but you can let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe, and I want to know what your reaction is. Are you happy with the draw? The glamour tie with Barcelona? Or is that the worst case scenario you think for Manchester United?